to praises to God, to Pastor McKenzie for this wonderful opportunity. My spiritual father in this ministry, I thank him for his love and his kindness. And to Associate Minister Devi, to all the staff and everyone that's gathered here this morning. It's just good to be here.
Amen. Yes, sir. Amen.
Amen. We celebrate and we thank God that He is alive. And He is real. He is real. For your hearing this morning, if you would, follow me to St. John chapter 11. We're going to start at the first verse. St. John chapter 11, starting at verse 1. When you find it, say amen.
Amen. Hallelujah.
It reads, now there was a certain man was sick, Lazarus of Bethany, the town of Mary and her sister Martha. It was that Mary who anointed the Lord's with fragrant oil and wiped his feet with her hair, whose brother Lazarus was sick. Therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, behold, he whom you love is sick. When Jesus heard that, he said, this sickness is not unto death, but for the glory of God, that the Son of God may be glorified through it.
Amen. Right.
Now Jesus loved Martha and her sister, Lazarus. So when he heard that he was sick, he stayed 2 more days in the place where he was. Then let's jump over to 25. It says, Jesus said to her, I am the resurrection and life. He who believes in me, though he may die, he shall live. And whosoever live and believeth in me shall never die. Do you believe this? Amen. Amen. You may be seated. For a few minutes, I would like to speak on the topic, miracle at the cemetery.
Right. That's it.
Miracle at the cemetery. Definitely want to say, Pastor McKenzie had it right. I am quiet and shy.
What?
Amen. Well, I used to be until I came here. Family Community Church did something to me that made me speak up a little bit more and stand out a little bit more. But I am shy. I know it's early. You may not have had your coffee or your tea or your apple vinegar. Amen.
Amen. Come on.
So you might not want to engage in saying amen.
Hallelujah.
Just want you to know I got a pocket full of amens. Now, this message I looked at over the last couple of days is about 20 minutes. But if I have to use my amens, it's going to go about 32 minutes. Because I got to pull them out of my pocket. So if I have to put my amens out, we'll be a little bit longer. But if you help me, we'll be on time. Amen? Amen? All right. Cemeteries are not a very popular place. There's nothing good that we have heard about cemeteries. You know, when I went to college, I did go to college. I spent some time thinking about, and they was trying to recruit me to join this fraternity. But one of the stipulations was that you had to walk through a cemetery at night. So you know I didn't join that fraternity. I don't play with cemeteries.
Come on. Amen.
Amen. There's something about cemeteries.
Amen.
You know, back when I was coming up, back in the 70s and 80s, we had a lot of respect for cemeteries.
Amen.
Amen. But now you see that, you know, even the cemeteries that where I grew up, they didn't leave them locked. I mean, they didn't lock them. They were just open. You could go to the cemetery every time, and day or night.
Amen.
But see, now they have to lock the cemeteries.
That's it.
It's still dark. People has no respect for the cemeteries, and you see on Saturdays and Sundays or whatever, people just sit out and take lawn chairs and barbecue
Come on.
at the cemetery.
Come on.
But there's nobody I'm looking for that I know is at the cemetery.
That's right.
Amen.
Amen.
Cemeteries. Today in our text, we find a powerful story, familiar story, a big story. Not because it's 44 verses long. Stories in the Bible are not recorded for our biblical and theological entertainment.
Yeah.
But we realize stories has forged and shaped lives. Preachers, teachers, theologians have tried to wrap their arms around this story. Now, I must agree, I'm not going to try to go into detail, step by step, on this passage of Scripture, because we'll be here till Jesus comes back.
Come on now. Come on now. All right. Come on now.
But there's something in the story that I want to share that may be some importance to someone here that may be struggling in life.
That's it. Amen.
I want to take a shortcut real quick. I want you to know that Jesus is real and Jesus is alive.
That's it. Amen. Amen.
Our God rose with all power in his hands. We come to celebrate today his resurrection. Amen. I understand that his birth was important. I understand that. But I realize that women today are still having babies that are pregnant. There's still women that are having babies. But one thing about it, Jesus died, he rose again with all power in his hands. And that's what we celebrate today.
Yes, yes.
Some people are gathered together at Bethany. We pick up the divine side of our Lord himself in this story. There's a family that has been identified and announced. It was Lazarus, Mary, and her sister Martha.
Yes.
Mary at this time may have been the most popular because it was Mary who anointed the Lord's feet with fragrance oil and wiped his feet with her hair. Bethany is located about 2 miles east of Jerusalem on the road towards Jericho. It was the home of Simon the leper, the cursing of the fig tree, and the place where Jesus stayed overnight during his final week of earthly ministries. Between his triumph entry and his crucifixion, Bethany, probably best known for being the hometown of Jesus' good friend, Mary, Martha, and Lazarus. We find now Lazarus is sick.
Right.
The brother of Mary and Martha and Jesus' friend.
Go ahead.
You know, I got to share this. There's a word that we throw around in the counseling world, in the counseling sessions, and that word is closure. I have to test that word closure because I realize that because the human mind can't wrap their mind around certain tragedies and trauma,
Come on.
hurts, and pains, wounds, addiction. There's sometimes I just don't want closure. My mother was sick and I can see her taking her last breath. I was in the sick room. I don't want no closure.
Amen, amen.
Mama was a good mama. I love mama. I just don't want closure.
Amen.
There's some things that we go through to where we don't want closure.
Amen.
There's some good memories. All memories are not bad. There's some things we just don't want closure on. There's some hurt. There's some pain. I realize that. But everything don't have to have closure. I'd rather have the peace of God
Well,
than closure.
amen.
The peace of God that passes all understanding.
Amen.
When I go through that, I can have the peace of God that passes all understanding. I'd rather have the peace of God when I'm going through that divorce. I'd rather have the peace of God when I lose that job. I'd rather have the peace of God when I'm sick than have closure.
Amen.
We're too busy wanting closure on this, closure on that. But I'd rather have the peace of God
Amen.
than closure.
Amen.
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 Amen. Too bad. Too many times we said, we need to close. You need to have closure. You go to these counseling sessions, psychiatrists. You need to have some closure. During your addiction, some people you have hurt, you've done wrong. Sometimes there's no closure. God.
Amen.
The peace of God.
Come on, preacher.
We've heard people rather have the peace of God.
Come on.
Point number one, Jesus needs and wants friends.
That's right.
Jesus needs and wants friends. Jesus had friends in the inner circle. Peter the rock, James and John, the son of thunder,
That's right.
Matthew, the tax collector. He had friends in the inner circle. Verse number 3 says, therefore the sisters sent to him, saying, Lord, behold, whom you love is sick. The songwriter penned, what a friend we have in Jesus.
Amen.
What a friend.
Amen.
You know, I was raised in the country. You know, we think Bakersfield is a big city, but it's a country city. And the stoplights or the lights were almost like a mile away from each other. So there was a lot of darkness in between. And I had some friends that would come over and we would either go to their house or they would come to my house and we would hang out and play basketball. But Mom, I've always said, come home before it gets dark.
Come on. That's it.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
I understand why she would say that. But dark would set in sometime. And you might be over your friend's house and you had to walk home. Your friends say, I'll walk you halfway. Somebody know what I'm talking about. So you start off and you're thinking in your mind that your friend, you don't know when he's going to make that turn around and start running. You just begin to trot a little bit and he's right behind you. Then all of a sudden, he's going his way and you better be going your way.
Amen.
You're running and you're looking around and you hear the dogs barking. I said that to say this. Jesus will go all the way. See, Jesus wouldn't turn around. Jesus don't turn around on you. Jesus will go all the way. With your friend, he's turned around, he's gone. He's not going to go all the way. What a friend we have in Jesus. What a friend we have in Jesus. He can walk the waters. He can calm the storms. He can raise the dead. He can wipe tears from your eyes. What a friend we have in Jesus. The question of the day is that, can Jesus call you friend? Can Jesus call you friend? Can Jesus find space in your house? Can he find space in your heart? Can he find space in your life? Is there room for Jesus in your life? Can he call you friend? We sing that song, what a friend we have in Jesus. But the question today, can Jesus call you friend? The choir sings a song, I'm a friend of God. Are you really a friend of God?
Amen.
God said either you're with me
Right.
or you're against me. Or you're a friend of God. Point number 2. There's no sin in the cemetery. You're not going to be sinning in the cemetery. Sin has to have a body. Amen. Sin has to have a body to use the sin. Amen. But if you're in the cemetery, you're dead. There's no sin in the cemetery. You're dead. And the scripture says, I'm crucified with Christ. I've been transformed. I've been changed in Christ. That's why baptism is so important. He left 2 articles. One, do this in remembrance of me and Lord's Supper. The other one, follow me in water baptism. Baptism is important. See, because you want to bury that old man.
All right.
That's one thing I like about the deacons here. When you go down in the water, they're going to make sure everything is buried. The water represents the grave. You don't want to have bury anything. You want to bury it all. See, some of y'all haven't buried that old man yet. Some of y'all still trying to dig that old man up. Let that old man stay buried. Because I'm risen. I'm risen with Christ. I'm a new creature. All things have passed away. All things have become new. Leave that old man buried.
That's it, preacher. Yes.
Some places I don't go. Some things I just don't say. Some things I just don't do.
That's it.
Because I've been transformed. I've been transformed by the renewing of my mind. See, this is the battlefield. This is the battlefield. This is what Satan want to work. He's not worried about your heart. He's not worried about your hands. He's not worried about your feet. This is what he play with. This is what he play with. The mind. You want to see if you still have it. Oh, come on. Y'all got mighty quiet on me. Y'all got mighty quiet. Y'all got holy. Pastor McGinnis said here, y'all got holy. Let's be real. We're in a warfare. We're in a warfare. And this is where the war begins. In the mind. I have been crucified with Christ.
Yes.
It is no longer I who live, but Christ lives in me. And the life which I now live in the flesh, I live by faith in the Son of God, who loved me and gave himself for me. That's who I live for. That's who I live for. I'm not worried about Felix. I live in Christ. I should exemplify who Christ is in my life. Amen. There's some places we shouldn't go, Christians. There's some things we shouldn't do, Christians. Amen. I don't care if the Powerball get up to $500 million, you shouldn't be buying no lotto tickets. Amen. Talking about God, if I win, I'm going to buy the church. I'm going to buy the church a new building. Yeah. I'm going to build a new building on the side if I win the lotto. Yeah. Okay. Keep buying those lotto tickets if you want to. The old man has been buried.
Yes.
Sin is no longer my master.
Amen. Amen.
Sin is not my master no more.
Amen.
Because I buried that old man. I'm in Christ. I'm a new creature.
Yeah.
All things have passed away. All things become new. I buried that old man. Sin is no longer my master. If sin is still your master, you better check yourself. Amen. I got 6 minutes and 30 seconds. I still got some amens in my pocket.
Preach. Hallelujah. Thank you, oh God.
Sin is not my master.
Amen.
God is my master.
Amen.
I don't mind calling him master. I don't mind calling him Lord because he's my Lord. He's my master. He's my everything. He's everything to me. He's everything. He's bread when I'm hungry. Water when I'm thirsty. He's that bridge through troubled waters. He's my lily of the valley. He's my bright morning star. Yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Hallelujah. 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 Y'all sitting here like Christ is not risen, but I come by to tell you, he's alive. He's alive. He's alive. He's alive. And he will. He will. Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
The choir sings something and say, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Woo! Hallelujah. Hallelujah. There's something about that name. There's something about that name. Jesus in the morning. Jesus in the noonday. Jesus when the sun goes down. He makes my enemies treat me right. Oh, yes, he is. Oh, yes, he is. Woo! Woo! The last point. That settles all my obligations. That settles all my obligations. I have no more obligations when I leave here. Hallelujah. I have no more mortgage. I have no more rent. I have no more work. I am finished. It settles all my obligations. Hallelujah. 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 But when I die, I'm going to be looking up, saying, Jesus, Jesus, Jesus. I have no more obligations. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Because he lived. Because he lived. I can face tomorrow. Because he lived. Hallelujah. Only got 3 minutes, but I got to say. Verse 38. Then Jesus again, rolling himself, came to the tomb. It was a cave. A stone laid against it. Jesus said, take away the stone. He didn't say, I'm going to move the stone. Take away the stone. There's some stones in your life that you got to take away. There's some things in your life Jesus not going to take away. You got to take away. You got to take away that smoking. You got to take away that drinking. You got to take away that lying. There's some things in your life you got to take away. Hallelujah. Jesus not going to take it. He said, you roll the stone away. You roll it away. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. Then he said, Jesus said to her, did you not say to you that if you would believe and you would not see the glory of God? Then he said, then they took away the stone, the place where the dead man was laying. And Jesus lifted up his eyes and said, oh, this is a good one. This is shout time. Father, I thank you that you heard me when I prayed. Hallelujah. Sometimes you got to say thank you. You got to start thanking God before you can get the blessing. Sometimes you got to say, God, I thank you that you moved that man out of my life. God, I thank you that you had him healed. Father, I thank you that you healed me. Father, I thank you in advance. Hallelujah. I thank you, God, that you heard me. And he said, now, when he had said these things, he cried out and said, Lazarus, Lazarus, come forth. Lazarus came forth. You know, if he just said, Dad, get up, everybody in the graveyard got up. But he had called him by name. Lazarus, Lazarus, come forth. Then he said, grave clothes, loose it. See, there's some things that God Amen. Those kids, we don't want to let them go. We want to chase them. We want to spend all our money in drug centers and going down to the jailhouse, going to the prison. God is saying, you got to loosen. You got to let them grow up. But God is in control. God is in control. When we turn over to God, we can sing a song. I'm happy. Are you happy this morning? 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 See, I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm happy. Through ups and downs. I've been lied on. I've been talked about. But I'm happy. You can talk about it. You can make fun of it. But I'm happy I've been set free. Who God sets free? It's free to me. See, don't let this slip for you. There's some things that I'm ashamed of. There's some things I've done. I've let my mama down. I let my dad down. I let my sister and brothers down. But if they can only see me now. Hallelujah! Hallelujah! He's real! He's real! He's real in my soul! Amen! Amen! And amen!
Family Community Church of Fresno is empowering millions of people around the world through dynamic preaching and teaching, humanitarian aid, and many other ministry efforts. For additional information and resources from Family Community Church, please visit www.familycommunitychurch.com or call 559-323-5002. We love you and look forward to serving you in the kingdom.